let's talk about anxiety. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So, what is anxiety? Anxiety is it's it's a nervousness that never stops. It's it's hard to explain to people that don't have it. It's okay, imagine every day you wake up, you panic. You go to sleep, you panic. Imagine waking up every morning and you look to the side of your bed, you see somebody with a gun pointed at your head. And all day long, that person has a gun pointed at your head. Every single day. Always pointed at your head, cocked and ready to go. Every day for hours and days. Sometimes that person goes away from your head and gives you a break. The the medications I take, the benzodiazepines, they take that man with the gun and he takes a break. And then imagine when you don't have the medication, the man gets angry and has the gun right on your temple. All day long. The man is following you. All day long. The man follows you every day, always having the gun on your temple. Always ready to fire. And if he fires, you're having a heart attack, but you're not. Just imagine that. Imagine the constant stress of having somebody with a gun pointed at your temple, touching your temple. And he's walking with you, driving with you, moving with you everywhere. That's what anxiety is. It is a fear. It's a fear. It's a manifestation of a physical problem. It is a constant adrenaline release. Imagine being on a roller coaster and you're about to take that drop on a massive roller coaster and you're about to go really fast. That feeling that you get of adrenaline when you're dropping is the feeling that people with anxiety disorder get every single day without the roller coaster. They could be laying down in bed like me. They could be driving. They could be talking. They could be at school. They could be at home. They could be anywhere. And that rush of adrenaline, fear, panic, and terror happens without justice. It happens with no precursors. It just comes out of nowhere. Without the death of the heart muscle, it's like having a heart attack. It's unpredictable. It happens randomly. It happens for no reason. And it doesn't stop randomly. Sometimes people have it multiple times a day. Nobody understands the mechanisms of anxiety. Nobody. Nobody understands what it feels like to suffer every day. Nobody understands it. Unless they've gone through it, they will just think that we're playing a game or that we don't take it seriously or something. But the truth is, it happens every day to millions of people around the world. Millions upon millions upon millions of people have this uneasiness in their body physically. They can never relax. No matter where they go, they can never relax. They always have anxiety, and it never stops. People around this world need to understand that anxiety is not a game. It ruins people's lives. It causes suicidal ideation. It causes death. It causes a cortisol release in the body. And when you release too much cortisol over the years, it could cause heart damage. It could cause a heart attack. It could cause a stroke, an aneurysm. Some people that are more susceptible to it, if they have that constant stress, their blood pressure rises. And if their blood pressure rises, well, guess what? They're more susceptible to have a stroke over the years as they get older. Constant anxiety, constant fear, and worry does not stop on its own for certain people. Certain people have luck and their anxiety just stops one day and doesn't come back. Certain people have it very unlucky. Me, have it every day, multiple times a day, constantly, almost constantly. And there's only just a few hours where I don't have that fear of anything. But it is a constant worry, constant fear, constant stress, constant anxiety every day for years. I don't know, honestly, I don't know how I'm still alive, but it can't be healthy over years. I can't believe that I've been suffering from this anxiety disorder now since 2002, 18 years. So I've been suffering from this anxiety disorder for 18 years. 2002. Had my first little panic attack in school. 18 years. That's a long fucking time, man. That's a long time. 18 years of anxiety. 18 years of stress. 18 years of abuse. 18 years of constant stress. I miss the days where I could just relax. I miss those days because I don't remember those days. But I know those were better times in my life when I didn't have it. I miss those days so much. Those were the best days of my life when I was a kid, a very small kid. I was way better off. And the anxiety, it doesn't go away after all these years, man. It doesn't go away. It's just a constant battle and therapy. We've tried everything at this point. Like for me, it's just certain people can get away with the anxiety very easily, but for me, it's just a constant, constant anxiety. It doesn't stop. I don't know if I will ever be normal. And I sympathize with everybody that suffers with it. It is torture. My brain tortures me every day. Every single day. My brain tortures me. Isn't that amazing that your own brain can torture you every day? That has to be the most amazing thing ever. There Yeah, no, anxiety doesn't go away. Not love to love, not for me. I have done everything. I have been on 10 different antidepressants, 7 different antipsychotics. I've been on all the benzodiazepines. I didn't like them. They didn't work for me. The only one that seems to work is Ativan. I don't know why. I've been on buspirone. I've been on mood stabilizers. I've been on Thorazine. I've been on Ritalin. I don't know why I would take Ritalin, but actually it calms me down. Because I had ADHD as a child, or ADD. ADHD. They gave me Ritalin and all that bullshit, and I think that kind of fucked me up as an adult, because those are stimulants, and for some reason I don't think that was a good idea to give that shit to me. That's probably why I have a semi-permanent anxiety, because they gave me that nasty medication. But the thing that I'm trying to say is, at the end of the day, there is no cure for me. Maybe for you, if you're lucky and it's young and it's just started, you can stop it before it becomes a permanent problem. Therapy, CBT, um, everything. I have done everything that I could think of to try to stop this shit. Nothing works for me. Nothing. Nothing at all. So I'm stuck in a conundrum. I'm stuck in my own prison. I'm imprisoned. I have bars around me everywhere I go. And fear and phobia. Instead of just being able to live my life, I live in fear every single day. I've been through therapy. I've been through, like, I would say at least 15 different therapists since 2007. Nothing helps. Therapy doesn't help me. When I talk to people, it doesn't help me. It's just I got to get stuff off my chest, but I don't. It doesn't help. I'm a lost cause when it comes to anxiety. But if there's people out there that are just barely getting anxiety, I hope to God that they find their cure. I was gonna go to Cali, but I'll just I don't know. I don't know. I'm not that far now. I don't know if I was gonna go to Cali or if I should just I don't know if I should just go back home. I don't want to go to California right now. It's not the time. Why did I just drive almost 800 miles? My God, man. Anyways, guys, look, this anxiety thing, it is a sad, pathetic disease, disorder, whatever you want to call it. I wish it to hell. I wish it would burn in hell. I wish it would go below hell if there is even theoretical. I wish there was a hell for anxiety. I wish anxiety never existed other than when you're in a fight or flight response. I genuinely wish it would just go the fuck away. I wish one day I could wake up and feel normal in my life. No anxiety, no intrusive thoughts. Oh, what if this happens? What if that happens? What if this happens? Just one day I would like to be anxiety free forever. No anxiety, live a good life. Well, whatever I have left of it. I only got like 20 years left on my life force before I die. Maybe, I don't know, maybe 20. Unless I die in the next 10 years, I mean, I probably have about 15 to 25 years left. Because people with me, like anxiety disorders like me, eventually I'm gonna die of a heart attack or something because I've been having this stress since I was a teenager. High blood pressure attacks since I was a teenager. I've damaged my body. I know I have. Like, I know there's some damage here. So I know I only have about 25 or 30 years if I don't give out. If my heart doesn't give out by then. And if I'm still alive. But I say I have around 20, 25 years left if things go good. Based on what I'm seeing, though, the average lifespan of a human is what, 70 years? Let me ask Siri. Hey, Siri, what is the average lifespan of a male human in the United States?
Okay, I found this on the web for what is the average lifespan of a male human in the United States. Check it out.
Average life expectancy is 84 years for females and 80 years for males. Oh, that's Canada. Hey Siri, what is the average human lifespan?
Life expectancy is a statistical measure of the average time an organism is expected to live, based on the year of its birth, its current age, and other demographic factors, including gender. Do you want me to keep reading?
Yes.
The most commonly used measure is life expectancy at birth, which can be defined in two ways. Cohort lab is the mean length of life of an actual birth cohort, and can be computed only for cohorts born many decades ago.
Hey Siri, what is the average male human life expectancy in the United States.
Okay, I found this on the web for what is.
Here we go. North. Okay, USA is 76 years old. Okay, so if the average life expectancy is about 76 years old, I'm going to subtract about 35 years for all the stress and anxiety that I've been through. So 70, 60, 50, 40. I'll probably die in my 40s. Probably it's going to be a cardiac arrest, heart attack, or stroke, or an aneurysm. Just based on what I'm seeing, I know for a fact that I'm not going to live that long because I've been having so much anxiety over the years that my brain and my heart and my lungs, my lungs, but the heart, it can't take that constant adrenaline shots like that. Yeah, no, my life expectancy is minus 30 of whatever 70, 74, 76 years of age. I'm assuming that that life expectancy is somebody who eats generally healthy and is not in a stressful city like New York or Los Angeles or, in general. I'm not saying I'm saying some people can take it, but, some genes are better than others. Hold on. Hey Siri, what is the
Uh huh.
average life expectancy of a person with panic disorder?
Okay, I found this on the web for what is the life expectancy.
Here we go. Mental health disorders will shorten lifespan. Researchers find people with psychiatric conditions live an average of 10 fewer years. The findings published on February 11th come from analysis of over 200 international studies spanning several decades. Researchers said the studies help put the global toll of mental health disorders into perspective. Although the study found an association between mental health conditions and earlier death, it wasn't designed to prove that disorders were a direct cause of early death. When people think of lives lost to mental illness, they might automatically focus on the cause of death, namely suicide. A, but studies like this broaden our perspective. Overall, the analysis found people with mental health conditions were more than twice as likely to die roughly 10 years versus people without disorders. The risk of death from unnatural causes, including suicide and accidents, was 7 times higher, but their odds of dying from physical health conditions were also elevated by an average of 80%, according to the study. People with mental health disorders have a high prevalence of chronic medical conditions. Making matters worse, she said, they often have difficulty managing these conditions, whether because of poor diet, check, lack of exercise, check, trouble sticking with medications, check, or problems getting the health care they need, check. Often agreed, noting the physical health like obesity and type 2 diabetes, common among Americans in general, and both raise the risk of heart disease and other illnesses. We've known for some time that depression, for example, interferes with a person's adherence for treatment for chronic health conditions like diabetes. Yet, the situation does not seem to be improving. Walker's team found that the mortality gap between people with and without mental disorders has grown over time, becoming wider in studies done since the 1990s versus those done to prior of 1970. Part of that could be due to healthier lifestyle habits in the general population. Smoking, for example, has declined overall but is still prevalent among people with mental health conditions. Whatever the specific reasons, Walker said it appears that people with psychiatric conditions are not seeing the same physical health improvements as overall population. There is no simple solution to this, she said. It's going to take multiple approaches. One approach is to make sure that people with psychiatric disorders have the access to all types of health care they need, which is wrong because a lot of people with mental disorder don't get the treatment that they need. As for families of people with mental disorders, Olfen said they should be aware of the potential physical toll and do what they can to support a healthy lifestyle. I mean, this is just one website, but I mean, it just gives you a generalized, it gives you a generalized idea of people that suffer from mental illness are more likely to die at a younger age than people without it. I mean, there's some people that are so calm, it's just ridiculous. Like it's just weird. Like some people can be so calm. Like I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example. I know this one person from Los Angeles that is so calm. It's redonkulous at this point. Not even ridiculous. Redonkulous. This person could be in an earthquake, and she'll just be like la 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 la. Oh, we have an earthquake. Like people like that will live a very long life. Like how is that even possible to be that calm? Or I'll give you an example. She got into a car crash. It was like a mild car crash. And she just got out of the car, was hurting really bad, but she's like, "Oh boy, I thought I've had better days." What? Another example is, I wish I was like that, man. I wish I could be that calm. Like, I seriously, I wish I could be that. Her heart rate probably didn't even jump out of the 70s. No joke. What was another thing? Oh, she was talking about a bill. She's like, "Oh, I'm not worried about that bill. It's expensive, but I'll get it eventually." Like people like that are very stress free. That's what I would like. The natural, no medical issues, no mental illness. Like I wish there was a thing where they could just do something to the brain and then automatically you have normality again. I wish there was something they could physically do. Like insta anxiety, it's gone forever. And you're calm and you can get excited with adrenaline and do sports activities, but you don't have that anxiety feeling. If I could get rid of that anxiety feeling, I would be so rich with wealth, with mental stability, with money, with I would have already been a pilot. Like I'm telling you right now, I would have been a pilot already. I would have been a pilot. I would have been for flying because that was my passion and I was going to get it done. That I was going to go to flight school. I wanted to go to flight school. But people with anxiety, you can't be flying airplanes with anxiety. You got like 270 souls on board, bro. You can't be doing that shit. Bro, I have been through so much that I've given up. I mean, I've literally given up. I don't I don't care anymore. I gave up about maybe half a year ago. I just don't care what happens anymore. Like I genuinely don't care. If something happens to me, I know it was because of my anxiety and stress. If something happens to any of my friends, I will be devastated. But I know genuinely deep down, I know there's not that many people that care. I see it all the time. I hear the comments. People on YouTube, they watch me, but they don't care for me. There's only a couple people that I think that do. The point is I'm trying to make is people like me are hated. We are hate. Well, I'm hated. I'm hated by a lot of people because of my weird YouTube channel. I have a weird channel. There's nobody else on YouTube like me. I know this for a fact. What kind of person will upload a speed test video and then the next day they're uploading a driving video of them about 800 miles away from where they were just yesterday? Nobody else does that on YouTube. Who else does that as a random person? Or who uploads videos of going to ER rooms and getting Ativan injections? Or who uploads videos of going into Nuevo Leon, Mexico, one of the most dangerous cities in the world, at about 4 or 5 in the morning and get pulled over by the Mexican policia and the federal police, federals, and just randomly live stream that? Nobody. Nobody does that. I'm the only one that does that shit. Nobody does what I do. I was one of the first people to record my panic attacks. I don't think I was the first, but I was one of the first. to spread awareness of it. It was very serious. I was having them all the time. But I think what's worse now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I kind of miss my panic attacks because, let me explain. My panic attacks, for the most part, have stopped, and now it's just turned into a panic disorder or an anxiety disorder, like generalized, and it's even worse than the panic disorder. It's worse. It's worse than panic disorder because it's constant, nonstop, every day, every minute, every hour, every second of my life is filled with something I can't control. When I had panic disorder, between panic attacks, I would be okay. I don't get the realization. Maybe a couple times. See, after a panic attack, I would be good for days, sometimes. But now the panic attacks are slowing down. I guess as you get older, you don't have as much adrenaline or something. I don't know what's going on. But maybe as you get older, it just doesn't happen as much. I notice one thing that you can look forward to is when you get older, the panic attacks start to finally slow down. But then you'll start getting what's called generalized anxiety. I don't know why as you get older the panic attacks slow down. I'm trying to figure that one out. I guess you don't have as much adrenaline as you're older than when you're younger or something. But I did notice every single year the intensity of the panic attacks would slow down. But then now it's turned from panic attack disorder to generalized anxiety disorder with sometimes panic attacks, but mainly it's just an anxiety disorder now. It's a constant, it's like nagging you all day long. So you go from panic disorder to anxiety disorder to constant anxiety disorder with less panic attacks. But when I was having panic attacks, I would have the panic attack, and then after the panic attack, I would be good for the rest of the day, the couple days, 3 days straight. I would have no anxiety. But now those days are gone. But now I have less panic attacks. But now I have more fear and worrisome on a consistent basis all day, every day. I literally can't sleep a good 6 to 8 hours without waking up in pure panic. There's not been one day, not one. Or maybe one or two, but I don't remember. So when you're young and you have panic attacks, it's going to be that panic attacky feeling. But then when you get older, it turns from more of a panic attack disorder to just anxiety. So it goes from one thing to another. And I think the generalized anxiety is worse than the panic disorder. Because if you have a panic attack, once the panic attack is over, then your anxiety is released for the rest of the day. And you're good. Because your body's released the adrenaline. And so you get a sense of calmness once you take the medication. And you stay calm for a long time. Because the adrenaline has to rebuild up. So you get fatigued. And then you get calm. And you stay calm. So that's just what it is. That there are so many more symptoms. God is always with you. Exactly. Exactly. Generalized anxiety. Bro, I can't drive across the country without worrying about 5 billion things going wrong. I'm serious. At one point, I'm not joking, by the way. At one point on one of my trips, I physically thought I would die from some sort of telephone pole going on the middle of a remote highway in the middle of fucking nowhere, Arizona, just because it was windy. And I thought a telephone pole or a big pole would be in the middle of the freeway and I would hit it going at 70 miles an hour and die. How does the brain even come up with thoughts like that? I mean, it would take a lot more wind than, 50, 60 mile an hour winds to make a telephone pole just go, oh, I'm a telephone pole. Let me just fall on this road here and kill every. No, that's not normal. Like, what kind of brain thinks like that? Or I'll give you an example. Oh, let me just drive to California real quick. I drive to California, and then the big earthquake hits. That would be my luck, right? I go to California. I go to Los Angeles. The second I get comfortable, we have a 10.0 magnitude earthquake, and it just destroys everything. Could you imagine that? Just imagine that thinking. No, just imagine the thought process. I'm trying to show you the thought process of me. Like right now, I'm worried that if I go to California, the big one could hit, or my car will get broken into, or I'll get shot, or I'll have a heart attack, or my car might my brakes on my car might fail, and I'm gonna fall into the ocean. Like, who? What kind of thoughts go like that in my brain? It's just like constant worry. Like my body's always saying, "Watch out! Watch out! Watch out! Watch out!" Like, no. Knock on wood. Is there any wood in here? Yeah, here it is. Knock on wood, man. I've been able to fucking avoid like getting into like 20 different car accidents. I'll give you one good thing about my anxiety. It causes me to be extra paranoid when driving, and I've been so paranoid about when driving that I've prevented myself from getting killed 20 times. Because remember how many miles I've driven, guys. I have driven over 500,000 miles or more. I don't remember how many miles now, but I think it's been 500,000 miles. And not to get in a car accident after 500,000 miles is insanity. Most people usually get in a lot of car accidents. But knock on wood, I have not. But anything could happen. A tire could pop on one of people's cars, and they're going to smack me right off the road, and then I get pushed onto the opposite end, and I get crunched immediately by an 18-wheeler. It could happen just like that. But I've been so paranoid, I try to get behind 18-wheelers, or I don't stay near 18-wheelers. I try to get the fuck away from them as much as possible. Because if one of their tires pop, it's going to swerve them immediately, and they're going to end up jackknifing right into a divider immediately, without warning. Like, you gotta be careful. But see, my body is overthinking that. You can die from just about any. Yeah, I could touch this fucking lamp here in this hotel room. Boom, instant death, because there's a short. I could get up, collapse of cardiac arrest. Someone could break in, shoot me in the head. There's a million things. I mean, somehow there could be a gas tanker near the freeway, and somehow, someway, the gas tanker flies off the freeway, somehow lands right in my hotel room, and it blows up. Like, it just the stupid things that my brain comes up with is ridiculous. Like, that's stupid thinking. No, that's ridiculous. It doesn't happen every day. Or I go to California and I make it, and then a big old fucking earthquake. See, that's my brain. It just thinking a worst case scenario of everything. Like, what if I hit a deer? What if I hit a skunk and it breaks my tire, and then I go flying into another car and smash them, and they go and smash into a barrier and they get killed, and I barely survive, and then I have to go on. I'm paralyzed. You see, that's my brain. It's like negative, 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 and then when I try to force myself to think positive, then the negative comes with the positive, and then if they think positive, another negative, and then another negative, and it's just negative thinking. It's a circle, right? It's a circle that doesn't stop. I want that away from my life. I want it out. I want it gone. I don't want it anymore. I want to live a normal life without fear of everything all the time. I'm tired of that. I'm sure there's a lot of people out here that have no anxiety in the United States, Mexico, Canada, whatever, in the world. But people like me that with that generalized anxiety, it's just that constant thinking, the negative Nancy, negative, negative, negative. You know, like that negative thinking, it just doesn't go away. Like the only thing that helps me sometimes is when I'm driving and playing music. That's the only time that I can enjoy myself because I'm not negatively thinking about everything. I think our abusive upbringing conditioned us to feel this. You're right. I mean that's kind of common sense. Right? You start crying when you talk to new people, man. Damn, I don't get like that, but I know how you feel. But I'm tired of that negative thinking. It's like that negative thinking. You can never relax. Like your brain is always speeding up, and there's no reason for it. You know, your the brain is always like, huh? Well, guess what, buddy? I got some anxiety for you, son. Like, no, no, I don't want to. I don't want to feel that way. I don't want to think that way. I want to be normal. You know, I want to live a normal life. And if I just didn't have anxiety, I would be successful. I would have been an airline pilot. I know I would have. I have no criminal history. I don't believe in breaking laws. I would have been a pilot. If I didn't have anxiety, I would have been Mr. Pilot. I know I would have. Because that was what I wanted to do when I was a kid. I wanted to be up in the air, away from land, and see the beautiful, sometimes scary, but, turbulence and stuff like that. And, but that's what I wanted to be, was a pilot. And I know I would have been a good pilot. A real good pilot. If I'm a good driver, the way I drive in rain and snow, I know I could be a good pilot. Even though it's different in the sky, I could be a good pilot. I don't know. I don't know what the cure for anxiety is. I don't know if it's just exercise till you can't anymore. I don't know if you just have to beat your body and the adrenaline. Because I know after a certain point, when you become so fatigued from walking, your body just like, you know what? I'm out. And it just gives up because it can't release any more adrenaline. I was also into airplanes. I used to paint them. It was an awesome job. I love airplanes, man. I wanted to be an airline pilot. Like, I genuinely wanted to be for Southwest Airlines. I wanted to be a pilot specifically for Southwest. I wanted to be able to fly from San Antonio, Dallas, Dallas to Los Angeles, Sacramento, whatever, and just do wherever the routes are for Southwest. Southwest has always been a good airline. I haven't heard too many complaints over the years about them. They're usually a pretty good airline service. Pretty reliable. But like I said, the point I'm making is it's just sad, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. That's all I'm trying to say. Like I'm in a small town here in New Mexico right now because I'm bored and I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should track to Cali or go back to San Antonio. I'm thinking. I'm debating, like, cause I'm at the halfway point. Well, yeah, dude. I haven't even spent my 24 hours, dude. I'm trying to relax. I'm thinking if I should go to Cali, and visit L.A. or if I should go back to San Antonio. Oh, by the way, guys, my anxiety is always a lot lower when I'm traveling. Can somebody explain that one too, please? Yeah. Oh, by the way, I don't sleep good at home. I'm gonna tell you that though. I don't know if that's causing me to have more anxiety. But when I'm sleeping in a king bed here in a hotel room where it's comfortable and normal, I sleep a lot better and I sleep good. At first I wasn't sleeping good, but then, you know, I don't have nightmares when I'm traveling. I only have them when I'm at home in Texas. But nothing because your brain is processing the scenery. What? No, I'm saying like when I'm looking at the beautiful mountains of New Mexico or Texas or whatever, Arizona, California, it's a beautiful place. And when I'm looking at the beautiful areas of San Antonio, it's a beautiful place. I don't have any issues with the city. But lately, I have been so stressed out that because of the riots and protesting going on in the country and because of the COVID 19, I just haven't been able to relax. And every time I take a long distance trip, I do become a very sick and fatigued, but I enjoy it. No, nobody's donated me anything. The point I'm trying to make is I'm trying to understand this generalized anxiety. Why do I have less anxiety when I'm driving in the middle of the fucking desert, but not when I'm at home? Even though there's nothing wrong at home, nothing. But when I'm driving and I don't, I don't get it. A lot of people. There's a lot of people out there that never left their state, but I guess so. But it's just weird though because my anxiety is like 80% less when I'm at a random place in New Mexico. I don't know the place, but I feel less anxious. But when I'm in a familiar place, I'm very anxious. Even though nothing's different from here to there, sure, I'm like 700 miles from home, but if you just drive that mileage and you're just driving, you see the miles ticking on the odometer, it helps my anxiety. I don't know why. When I'm driving these long distances, it helps. And I can't physically figure that out why. There's got to be something physical to it, mental or something. Your mind is being distracted. Most everyone has less stress on vacation. But I'm not taking vacation. I'm just trying to get the fuck away from Texas. Even though I'm near Texas, Texas is such a big state. Literally, guys, from El Paso to about Beaumont, Texas is about 800 miles. 800 miles. To drive on Interstate 10 or 40, well, you still have to go down, but 35, and then you have to take some cut through the small town. Anyways, from El Paso to about Beaumont, it's 800 something fucking miles. It's just mind boggling. Almost 1,000 miles of Texas. Just think about how big the state is when it's over 8,000 miles almost in up and down and sideways. Yes, I still go to the ER room and panic. Yeah, tired of it. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna get some more sleep. I don't know if I'm gonna go to California or if I'm gonna track back to Texas. I don't know because I really don't want to go there right now because everything is unhinged right now and I don't feel safe. I don't feel. I mean, I could go, but I just don't feel comfortable going. Like it. I don't feel comfortable. Exactly, Karen. Just to get from Amarillo to Houston, Texas is ridiculous. You're looking at around, ooh, how many miles is that? Let me just ask Siri. Hey Siri, how far is Amarillo, Texas from Houston?
Amarillo is about 598 miles from Houston by car.
600 miles just to get from Amarillo to Houston. Hey Siri, How far
Mm-hmm.
is El Paso from Beaumont, Texas?
El Paso is about 832 miles from Beaumont by car.
832 miles to go from El Paso to East Texas. That is, how many kilometers is that? Hey Siri, 832 miles to kilometers.
832 miles is 1,338.97 kilometers.
1,338 kilometers to get from West Texas to East Texas. Jesus Christ. But that's nothing. You guys ready for this one? Hey Siri, what is the distance from Brownsville, Texas to Texline, Texas?
Texline is about 897 miles from Brownsville by car.
Jesus fuck. Do you hear that? It is almost 1,000 miles to go from South Texas to North Texas. It's almost 1,000-mile drive. 1,000 miles. Fucking ridiculous, bro. Hey Siri, what's the current temperature in Phoenix?
It's about 88 degrees in Phoenix, Arizona.
What is the current temperature in El Paso?
It's about 95 degrees in El Paso, Texas.
What's the current temperature in Deming, New Mexico?
It's about 84 degrees in Deming.
What's the current temperature in Las Cruces, New Mexico?
It's about 90 degrees outside.
What's the current temperature in San Antonio?
It's about 84 degrees in San Antonio, Texas.
What's the current temperature in Miami?
It's about 82 degrees in Miami, Florida.
What is the current temperature in Furnace Creek?
It's about 91 degrees in Furnace Creek, California.
What is the current temperature in Fairbanks?
It's 61 degrees right now in Fairbanks, Alaska.
61 degrees is pretty warm for them. What is the current temperature in Prudhoe Bay, Alaska?
It's currently 34 degrees in Prudhoe Bay, Alaska.
That's actually pretty warm for them. What is the current temperature in Barrow, Alaska?
It's currently 34 degrees in Utqiagvik, Barrow, Alaska.
What is the current temperature in Utqiagvik, Alaska?
It's currently 34 degrees in Utqiagvik, Barrow, Alaska.
That's not bad. 34 degrees is not bad. They're above freezing. That's funny. But wait, there's more. Hey Siri, what's the current temperature in Aspen? Hey Siri, what is the current temperature in Aspen, Colorado?
It's 54 degrees right now in Aspen, Colorado.
Chilly. Las Vegas, ew, hell no. Hey Siri, what's the 10-day forecast? Hey Siri, what's the temperature in Las Vegas?
Okay, I found this on the web.
Hey Siri, what is the current temperature in Las Vegas?
It's about 82 degrees in Las Vegas, Nevada.
What the fuck? That's not bad. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna try to get some more sleep.